These particular topics I always try to address because there is a effort by the ruling class to influence your thinking, utilizing fake conservatives, utilizing those who claim religion but wear it only as a cloak. They have no sincere belief in a savior or in God. And for that reason, they are all the more dangerous in misguiding the good peoples of the earth. Today, we will take a look at and do a reaction to a program by Pat Bet David and Valuetainment. I've not previewed this at all, so you'll get my genuine reaction. And if you would like to share any comments, questions, or support the work with tuition or tithes, you can use the information below. Now, I would like to note that I did click play. It's played a few minutes, and what it did review unnecessarily is the degenerate drinking habits of the Jewish fellow on their staff. And I think that these are the kind of things that we need to eradicate from the global culture. You see, there is this idea that, or rather it's a result of marketing, that it is manly to, set my beer down. Hey, hold my beer. I was like, no, people who drink beer have beer bellies and beer guts. There's nothing masculine about that. They look like they're barely ambulatory. They look like they're partly handicapped. Their chest hangs like a woman. These are the things that must be updated from a cultural standpoint. But anyways, what I'm saying is you have a whole panel of degenerates celebrating destroying yourself, self-hatred and self-destruction. We promote just the opposite here. Health, wealth, relationships. Those are three things that I've said since the very beginning. That's what we promote here, and we also live that out in real life. We encourage you to join this thing of ours, patreon.com/the saint and the sinner. In no time, you'll be meeting in person, exercising, building great relationships. That's all a part of your membership. There's one young man I just spoke to recently in a consultation in Southern California, and he was saying he needed life change. He was struggling from marijuana. And I said, well, become a member, tap in with the SAS in Los Angeles. And I just looked on our Discord and I saw photos of him out there exercising. So he built relationships, building on his health. That's what we're here for. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to this word. Here we go.
To stand there and say, I take the fifth, I take the fifth, I take the fifth, which makes everybody look bad. So you're all guilty. But that could be what comes out of it. So I think on the far end of one thing, everybody takes the fifth, everybody sits there like this.
So he's talking about Clinton's being subpoenaed in the Epstein probe, which none of us can take seriously because Donald Trump, who supposedly wanted this, has claimed that the files do not exist. His director of the FBI, Kash Patel, he is singing a different tune. Before he got into government, he was suggesting that the swamp needed to be cleaned up and he'd be a part of it. And now a part of the cleanup, but I guess now he's a part of the swamp. So I don't think we've learned from Oliver North. I don't think we've learned from the fact that the government operates as a mafia. The policing force is a street gang. They're enforcers. And at the end of the day, you and I, the citizens, we are hostages. And many of us aren't even seeking our freedom. The most effective way to hold someone hostage is that they're unaware that they are, in fact, slaves of their own making. Because as a man, liberty is your God-given birthright, but you fail to exercise it.
Thing they worry about. I want you to look at this list. By the way, this is the list. That Epstein victims identified due by August 19th, a demanding full, complete, unredacted Epstein files with victims identified redacted by August 19th. Clinton's deposition is scheduled on October 14th. Hillary Clinton's October 9th. Comey's 7th.
It's really interesting how this is public. It's also even more interesting that Trump refuses to release the very information that he was elected to release. And it's kind of strange how this is all so very public. Undoubtedly, it is a distraction. And human memory is very short, especially when you're going through things. I recall that the economy was very poor during the Joe Biden administration. But as I reflect and try to remember what he was doing and what the policies were and the missteps, it's kind of hard to remember because we have so many of our own affairs going on, especially if you're a part of the middle class or the lower class. The government's taking most of your money and forcing you to struggle, and stress doesn't help the functioning of the mind. I say that to say this. They're banking on the idea that we cannot maintain focus. We cannot maintain focus on the fact that they lied about the Epstein files. They lied about releasing that. They're trying to distract us with releasing the Martin Luther King documents. They're trying to distract us with, stepping toward war with Russia. There's all these different things that are being done.
The most important person by far is Ghislaine Maxwell when it comes to this Epstein thing. We're going down this list, Bill and Hillary. We're talking about.
This is another person that we absolutely cannot trust. We can understand why Pat Bet David is in his position. He's a clever marketer, hardworking businessman. You may question the means through which he got his money, which appears to be multi-level marketing and things like that are a bit sketchy, but we get it. And then you have this weirdo who's inarticulate, very low IQ, looks terrible. I mean, look at him right there. And somehow he's there. Well, the question is why? Well, it's probably because he is a small hat. And we see that he goes out of his way to defend their position every single time.
Jeff Sessions, Bill Barr. We're talking about Eric Holder, all these names that have been in government and been sort of in the know or what's going on here. Ghislaine Maxwell knows everything. And she is in jail for 20 years, whatever her sentence is.
Well, here's the funny thing. What is the likelihood that this Maxwell woman, quote unquote, knows everything? Just in general, like what is the likelihood that she does know everything? I'd say it's maybe low. And then the fact that she observed Jeffrey Epstein be murdered. So that lets you know that, well, maybe she won't want to tell. And then beyond that, you'd have to say to yourself, okay, well, if she knew everything, why is it that she didn't get offered a deal before? Why didn't she get a plea deal to spill the beans? This is very typical. I mean, the United States government is a co-conspirator of many crimes, especially murder, in as much as they help the murderers. Sammy the Bull, he's essentially a serial killer. And he's walking around free and doing interviews on Vlad about killing endless numbers of people. And he's free because the United States government does not enforce the law equally. So if they'll let him out after catching several bodies, well, why is it that Miss Maxwell didn't get a deal? Maybe she doesn't know anything. Maybe she's too scared to speak on what she knows. Or maybe the government is filled with people that she could incriminate and they won't allow what she has to say to come out. Hence, they won't offer her a deal. Come on now. I mean, what's the likelihood she can say something now that she wasn't willing to or able to say before? Why would she voluntarily spend time in prison? You wouldn't. As a lower class person, you wouldn't want to do that. Certainly as a high flying accomplice to a billionaire, you would not trade a prison cell for freedom.
And now there's a conversation about what does she know? It's almost like there was a golf game and it's like, no, we need to do a mulligan. What happened? The scorecard was ripped up. All these players mysteriously vanished.
Adam, out of this list, who's
yes.
the most important?
Out of this list, it's Bill Clinton. But Bill,
see what you heard there. That was the low IQ small hat fella talking nonsense, and then Pat had to bring him back to earth. Like, bro, like, talk about something relevant. Let's move along the show. When you hear a super famous, super wealthy YouTuber mention the Matrix, you don't make hundreds of millions of dollars without being in bed with the Matrix. You need the Matrix. You need the banks of the Matrix. You need the media platforms of the Matrix. Come on, let's be real here. Because if the Matrix was really against you at a high level, you'd be invisible, or they would have Jeffrey Epsteined you. You would have disappeared, or you would have been locked up like R. Kelly or Bill Cosby. You wouldn't be out and about saying crazy things on the very platforms that you were supposedly banned from, and your face is still easy to find. Your voice is still, ringing out across the world. I mean, are you guys that dumb? You buy these stories. Those stories are just as real as a Dr. Umar who claims that his accounts were frozen. Now, here's the thing. I've had my accounts frozen. US Bank closed my account without explanation. And when I asked, they wouldn't explain at all. But what they do is they send you out a check with all of your funds. Now, you would think they'd send it out with like verifiable delivery or signature. They didn't even do that. They just sent it out like regular mail. Like it was FedEx, but it wasn't signature or anything like that. And you get it within a week, right? So they shut down your account on a Monday. You'll have your check by the following Monday. Now, in the case of Dr. Umar, he had his business account and his personal account supposedly frozen at the same time. And that is what is suspicious and strange, because I don't think a bank would do that because those two accounts on a technical level are completely unrelated. Now, law enforcement could do something like that, but surely if you had those kind of issues with the government wherein they would freeze your accounts, you would already be behind bars. This is a strategy that they often utilize to make sure that kingpins cannot access capital to defend themselves when they're going to court.
Scandals and cover up American history. Emails from OSF Senior Vice President Leonardo Bernardo, part of the George Soros-funded Open Society Foundation. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story. In 2016, July 27, revealed Clinton's inner circle strategy, with Bernardo writing, HRC, Hillary Rodham Clinton, approved campaign advisor Julie's idea about Trump and Russia hackers hampering U.S. election. America's out of.
Let me tell you what I want you guys to check out, though. Like, pay attention to this. These are two things. I want you to remember that I said this. I remember that I said these two things. Number one, Pat Bet David is clearly a part of the Matrix, because notice this. He is helping distract you from Trump being on the Epstein list. He is forwarding the news that Obama and Hillary are being investigated, and he's getting you to narrow in on that by talking about it. But what he's not talking about is the fact that the Epstein files haven't been released, and that Trump, whom we all know is a friend of Jeffrey Epstein, there's a lot of documentation, photographic documentation, video documentation. What he's not talking about is how Trump is conveniently missing, and how I guess the Trump administration has not subpoenaed itself. It's not called itself to account for the crimes. So see, peep that. Second thing I want you guys to notice. The YouTubers and the media are incentivized to lie to you, which is to say they blow things out of proportion to get you to watch or to click. I didn't cover the Diddy case or the Diddy trial because I thought it was a filthy thing and a distracting thing and largely irrelevant. It was not the business of government. You have some guy who's a perv and some female who's a harlot. This is their personal affair. I did not want to put your mind onto that. You all have greater affairs to consider. But notice, any YouTuber that's going live every single day, multiple times a day, talking about the news or current events, you could only actually do that unless you're talking about nonsense. There's not multiple occurrences every single day that require your attention. There are not multiple occurrences every single day that are worth speaking about or reporting on. And so what I'm pointing out to you is that it's all nonsense. They're doing it for the views. There's no consideration of the fact that you guys have valuable time and you don't need to have your mind poisoned with, like, who wants to hear the details of the Diddy case? Like, this is the stuff of nightmares. Oh, by the way, where's the diversity here? It seems like it's either a panel of all white guys or guys who all want to be white. Did anybody notice that? It's a panel of all white guys or guys who all want to be white, which, you know, that's interesting. And there's no diversity of opinion. Like, they're all Zionist. They're all Zionist. Interesting. Very interesting. I just want you guys to notice that in case you're like curious. Like, when they're having conversations, is there like legitimately, like, are they legitimately exploring ideas? Like, hell nah, there's no diversity.
Let me go to two stories here. One of the stories I'm going to go to, Vinny, I'm coming to you with this one because you specialize in this story.
Yes.
A gay couple.
Wow.
goes.
Gotta love the fake laughing. Let's keep up the fake laughing.
Hey, Vinny! Stop it, Pete.
Stop! You're so silly with your story.
Why are they putting the dude with the hairpiece on? The dude on the left? That's a hairpiece. Come on. Can we all just agree real quick? Let's just take out some time and let's acknowledge that's a hairpiece. Not only is it a hairpiece, it's a very bad hairpiece. Adam, just go bald, man. Just cut it off. Just cut it off like the bald head lover. Man, look at how good I look. See? You don't have to put on that damn hairpiece. Bro think he's Sal from, what was that movie? Was that Goodfellas? Sow's wigs even last in swimming. Sow's wigs can survive a hurricane. Like, bro got a terrible ass hairpiece. This is insane. This nigga got a toupee. Insanity.
Like a
This
snake.
is your story. You picked the story.
I know.
It's your story, Vinny.
Gay couple goes
Oh, that's
viral
Vinny's
for
boyfriend.
baby surrogacy video. One later identified as Pennsylvania registered sex offender.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That was them. Yeah.
Rob, can we play it without the music?
Yes.
Go ahead and play it, Rob.
Now, here's one thing I want you all to be very aware of. You've heard me speak against these deviants many times because they are dangerous on so many levels. And if you would do a simple Google search, you can find so many instances of these types of characters adopting children to only abuse the children. They're engaging in pederasty. And it's very heinous. And in some cases, true story, unfortunately, there have been times in which the child, male child, and it's two males, claiming to be in a marriage. You cannot be married male to male. And there's one particular case, it was two white males who had adopted a boy, and they abused him at such a level that he died from the sexual abuse. Isn't that insane? Now, why these characters were not brought before the masses, me personally, I would have just announced it on television and social media what they did, and I would have had all of the people gather, and then I would have just released them out to the people and said, do what you will with them. But anyways, here we have these folks laughing about something so serious and so heinous, and this is how I know that they're not rightly calibrated. They're truly wicked. Pat Bet David, I want to repeat this to you all. Pat Bet David knows that he's about to bring up a discussion of two sexually deviant males trying to raise a child, which is to say a potential victim, and they're laughing. You start the conversation with jokes. This is something that's not funny at all. I like to joke myself, but this is beyond dark humor. This is ill. This is mentally ill.
This is them. Like, congratulations, they got a kid. And two fathers, yet
Both
I don't know if you see the
gluttonous,
picture on the bottom
overweight
right.
animals.
What does it say, Rob? 6312.
Sexual abuse of children was his primary offense. Brandon Keith Riley Mitchell.
Wild. And these two look like devils. And I can't imagine the stench smelling like hot bologna when these two fat rascals get sweating and get going. Truly sick. Now, the real question is like, what adoption agency failed to do the most basic of due diligence, which is a criminal background search? You can't even become an Uber driver with this guy's record. So are you telling me, listen up, folks, are you telling me that the Uber driver, which is to say a taxi company, has more rigorous standards than an adoption agency? That's what you're telling me? Extraordinary. Extraordinary. And these guys are so brazen. They flaunt their evil on social media. And I appreciate those of you who do support. Absolutely. Shout to Travis, comes in by Venmo. He writes, again, no notification. Exactly. That's precisely what they're doing. That is what they're doing. We'll find a way around it, because one thing I always teach you guys is that in business, you have to innovate, you have to pivot, you have to do what it takes. And this is something that I built a career on. It's called hard work, innovation, thinking, being creative.
So according to this report, was registered as a sex offender on the 6th of October, 2016.
Wild.
Let me just read it to you. Okay, so
Let the boy walk.
Let
yeah, well, that's
let
the problem.
Pat
No, I don't want
read.
the boy to walk.
No.
Now, again, do you hear the laughing? Do you hear the laughing? I like to laugh. I enjoy cracking jokes, both of them. But I just don't find it funny to talk about two adult males who are in excess of 200 pounds who have gotten their hands on an infant. To me, what you have basically said is that there are demons who have their talons deep into one of the most innocent beings on earth, which is a baby, a child. Look at this person. I like this. So Marge writes, bro, I need my money. You already rich. So this is a really important thing I want you guys to think about. And this is the difference between boys and women, or shall I say children and women and men. Here's the difference. If you're watching, I'm giving you my time. If you're watching, I'm giving you my research, my perspective, which is to say, do you believe that I should be just here entertaining you for free? Like, would you do that for me is what all I'm asking is, would you do that for me? If I asked you to do something for me at no cost, would you do that for me? Of course you wouldn't. And then here's another way to think about it. Here, consider this. It's like suggesting, hey, Michael Jordan, I'm not going to buy your shoes because you're already rich, Michael Jordan. I'm not going to buy your shoes. You're already rich. You never apply that to anyone. You would apply that to me because you're trying to make excuses for you not being a man. Men pay what they owe. Simple. If you want a service, you pay for it. If you want a product, you pay for it. So you would only apply that here because you can steal it for free, right? That's what you do. There's no integrity. You're not like us. But everything else in your life, you pay your money to Walmart. These people are billionaires. You pay your money to Nike, billions. You pay your money to every other entity. But to someone who's just like you, an individual, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, no, you're good. Do you ever say you're good when it's time to buy Nikes or Jordans or pay for your Tesla automobile? Do you ever say it then? No, of course not. Of course not. So the fact of the matter is you should just say what's true. It's not about me being rich. That's not what it's about. It's not about that. It's about you being a freeloader. That's all it is. That's all it is. That'd be another thing if you're like, hey, Marquett, I'm a member. Dope. Please continue enjoying. Thank you. Be honest. Be honest. We pay for everything. I paid for this shirt. I paid for this blazer. I paid for these headphones. I paid for the microphone. I paid for this monitor here. I paid for this extremely expensive camera. I paid for the studio. I paid for the switcher, the video switcher. I paid for the audio board. So the point is, don't lie. Like you're trying to freeload and get a highly valuable product without paying anything. That's all it is. That's all it is. Don't lie. I mean, there's nothing else that you would ever say, I'm not going to pay because you're already rich, you're already successful. It doesn't make any sense. You're just a dishonest person. And this is the core of what I teach. Because we have males like that, our society suffers. Men are supposed to be builders. Men are supposed to be entrepreneurs. Men are supposed to be leaders. That's what it is to be a man. I always tell you guys, pay what you owe. Let me give you a quick example. And I really encourage you, like, if I do nothing for you, don't give anything. But the fact is you wouldn't watch if I wasn't doing anything for you. So check this out. And I mentioned this before. I went to a church with my old lady. We showed up late. Church was already over. They were having a meal together. The pastor comes up, introduces himself and says, hey, sit down and have something to eat. No, we already ate. We in fact hadn't already eaten. We were going to go eat afterward. And the reason that I didn't sit down to eat, why? Because I've never given anything to that church. I've never paid tithes. I've never cut the grass. I've never volunteered for the church. I've never given a sermon. As a man, I did not feel good accepting something for free. I did not feel good accepting charity. It's not manly. Women, they accept charity all the time. You take a woman out on a date. She pays for nothing and she's going to gobble, 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 and then give you nothing in most cases, someone like you, of course. But what I'm teaching you men is personal responsibility, accountability. Pay what you owe. Don't accept freebies. Nothing's free. It costs you. It costs your soul. It costs your integrity. I really mean that. You'll never find anyone who says I owe them anything. You'll never find anyone who says I freeloaded off of them. Never once. I'll give you an example. I'm filming this Saturday, and this is an important thing. So I hope everyone's paying close attention, especially the women. What I'm describing, ladies, this is the man that you want, what I'm describing. Jabrizi is kind enough. He's a good friend, and he's a very giving person. Like, in fact, some of the cameras in my studio, very expensive cameras, he gave them to me for free. I've mentioned this before because I'm very thankful. He's a good friend. I told him I was shooting a movie. He says, oh, I got a great camera for that. And, you know, I'm good at directing. I'm going to fly out and help you out. He never once said, hey, can you pay for my ticket? Can you pay for this? Can you help me out with nothing? Doesn't say any of that. In fact, I need to let him know not to get a hotel. But he books all this stuff. He's ready to come out here. And I text him like, hey, what's your Venmo? And I send him some money. Why? Because he's coming to benefit me. There's not even any benefit for him, except that he's doing something for a friend. So I send him some money. Hey, man, like this is to offset some of your expenses. Thank you. It didn't feel right to let him spend his money to benefit me only. Do you see what I'm saying? But here's the thing. You guys will have friends where the friend will do something for you, but you don't do anything in return. That's freeloading, in case you didn't know what it is. And that's true of your family. If your family does something for you, you should give them something back. Like my mother, for example. My brother should take care of my mother in her old age. She's been a good mother to him. She's raised him for his whole life. Now, currently they don't talk because they're both petty people. But my hope is that they patch things up because a parent is owed something from the child because they've contributed. You expect that to be returned in your old age. There you go. Look at this as immaturity. This person puts, I generate some content for you, at least, LOL. No, you've done nothing for me. You've done nothing for me. You, in fact, I'm sure you do nothing for your mother, your father. You do nothing for your siblings, because the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. So I know that you're a freeloader personality and you're effeminate. And I tell guys this all the time. Don't write LOL. Number one, you're lying. You're not laughing out loud. And it's effeminate. It's effeminate. It's the woman that's supposed to be giggly and smiley and ditzy and airheaded, like the LOL stuff. This is not manly. And this is why it's important for us to establish the natural order. You are exactly what I am seeking to eradicate. It's the entitlements. It's the guys who believe in welfare. They think that they deserve food stamps and EBT. They think that rent should be affordable. They hate gentrification. What is gentrification? All that means is that the neighborhood is making progress. Property values are going up. Things are moving forward. You have people who say idiotic things. I can't afford to live in New York. Then move, stupid. You can't afford to live there. Move. It's not gentrification. We don't need this polysyllabic word to explain that you cannot afford to live where you want to live. I can't afford to live in a high rise in Manhattan. So I don't. I can't afford to live on Star Island in Southern Florida. So I don't. Understand. Be a man. Be accountable. We want things that we don't deserve. It's not masculine. Come on now. Pay attention here. Yes. And anyways, people like him. I want you to know that I'm not here to be a celebrity. So I don't need views. I don't need viewers. I'm here to lead a movement. And we're interested in people who are like us. That's all we want. That's why we encourage you to join a section and meet up in person. We want you to link up. We want to grow this community. We want to grow this culture. We want to spread our way of life. So people who are not like us, they don't matter at all. That's why I blocked you. And I'll continue blocking people like you because I don't want you around. You're not like us. Like, you're the kind of person that I wouldn't live in a community with because you're a thief. You would steal from me. I wouldn't be able to leave any valuables out. Do you understand? People like you are the bloodsucker in the society. You can't be trusted. You can't trust men like that. You absolutely cannot. It's impossible. There you go. Local Piece writes, let me inform you, Mr. Burton doesn't run ads on his channel voluntarily. Additionally, his channel is shadow banned, so his reach is very limited. He is volunteering his time. That's correct. That is, in fact, what I'm doing. I'm volunteering time. It's only volunteered if you don't support it. That's all there is. But then it de-incentivizes me to do stuff like this. And that's because I can measure the value add because people pay for value. It's very simple. People pay for value. So there's nothing wrong with if people are like, you know what, Marquett, what you're talking about is not interesting, or the way you're explaining it is not persuasive. So I'm not going to watch. Fantastic. No one watches. I know I'm not doing a good job. But if you're sitting there watching and you're freeloading, then that's just letting me know that you're using me, and me, like you, a human, I don't like to be used. Does that make sense? Come on now. It makes perfect sense. But most importantly, even more than that, I don't want to be around effeminate males. I don't. I want to be around real men. And I teach masculine thinking. That LOL stuff, like, bro, I could tell you're a weirdo. I wouldn't even want to be around somebody like you. Shout out to Aristide writes, not a thing, just supporting the work. Appreciate you. Shout out to the real ones. Tap In writes, no one will cover some of these topics the proper way besides the saint. Don't be cheap. And it's not even about being cheap. People send in literally $1. It's about being miserly. It's about being parsimonious and being stingy and being at your core being an evil, rotten person. And I'll give you one more example. And this one's from my dear mother. And I say it while loving my mother, but wanting you guys to understand that there are good people and there are people who are maybe not as good. When I was living in Atlanta, my mother asked me like, oh, like, hey, do you charge so-and-so to live here? And I was like, no, I don't, because he's working for me and he's working really hard and doing a great job. So I look at it as a part of a compensation package. Like I'm happy he's here and doing his job, you know, so as long as I'm here and I got the extra space, you know, I'm happy to accommodate the young man. And she's like, oh, okay. So she didn't understand it instinctively. She got it once I broke it down. But the saints, the good people of the earth, the chosen people, God's actual people, we understand, show love to those who show love to you. It's not like he was a freaking stranger. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't a stranger I'm just letting stay at my home for free with no rent paid whatsoever. It's because he's a part of this thing of ours. And most importantly, he's contributing directly to me. Why wouldn't I take care of him? He's taking care of me. That's called community. And I want to be around people who are like me so that I can never be used. I'll never be used, because if I'm around good people, they're givers, not takers. If I give to them, they'll always eventually give back. That's how it goes. Come on, pay attention, smarten up. And I want you guys to know, some of you guys are very kind-hearted. You're truly saints. And I want you to be aware, because you can be victim of your own nature. Because you're such a good person, you'll be victim if you're not around people who are good people. So being around good people is a protection for the self. For those of you who are saints, it is self-protection. Huh? Come on now. Let's work.
I want the boys not to watch these two guys. That's the problem. Daddy, what are you guys doing? No, we don't want that. So Brandon Keith Mitchell and writers, someone's always, okay, got it. Okay, so crowdfunded surrogacy birth with a husband, Logan Riley, is a registered tier 1 sex offender in Pennsylvania, stemming from a 2016 arrest for attempting to solicit a 16-year-old boy for sexual activity.
And I tell you what, this is so common. This is actually inherently baked into the LGBTQ movement. And like, movement, really? Is this a movement? No, civil rights was a movement. This is perversion. How can we call it a movement? This is just about where you like to put your private parts. That's not a movement. That's a sexual behavior. Come on now. But the point is, when you look into these characters and their leader, the Martin Luther King of civil rights, he's a good guy. He's a pastor. The Martin Luther King of the LGBTQ, Harvey Milk, a documented pederast, a documented individual who abuses minors. Yes, his own biographer documented that he had an inappropriate sexual relationship with a boy. And this is the guy that they hold up as their hero. They even celebrate him in San Francisco. That should concern you. So what they're doing in celebrating a guy who is documented to abuse youngsters, what they're saying is that we sign off on that. Come on now. Come on now. Because he wouldn't be the Martin Luther King of your movement if you didn't sign off on that. Let's talk about it. That part. Huh? May I acknowledge? Shout out to Jabri. Shout out to my good friend here. He writes, my first time ever talking to Marquett was about where to make great friends. The value of friends is priceless. You can't pay for it. Some things, money isn't the value exchange. Sometimes the game is worth more than $1. I want to highlight one thing that he just wrote. And the beautiful thing is, I know it's very sincere from a good person. He wrote, some things, money isn't the value exchange. And he lives by that. That's the most beautiful part of it. He's flying himself out to the Burton Plantation to help me with a project that's interesting and important to me, not to him, but to me, to benefit me, for me to do something that I am creatively interested in. Some of your own parents won't do that. Some of your actual mothers and fathers will not pause what they're doing to help you live your dreams. Yo, that sounded evil, but it was true. I'm going to say it one more time. Some of your own mothers and fathers will not pause what they're doing or sacrifice anything to help you pursue your dreams. That's heavy. No, that's heavy, yo. That's heavy. That is heavy. Yo, that's heavy, boy. Shout out to Iram. Writes, Assalamu alaikum. Pray you are well, inshallah. I appreciate that. I'm fantastically well. Thank you for asking. I am fantastically well. May I also acknowledge, shout out to Mr. Chambliss supporting the work. He writes, Lex Friedman, Adam Susnick, and Mo to the Lestiny are all fraudsters, mobsters, no skills, unfriendly, horrible attitudes. Anyone with half a brain knows why they are there. That's correct. They all wear small hats. They all are unattractive, very boring, not engaging. It's very clear that they are plants. Shout out to Alvin. He writes, quote, nothing is more urgent than the want of something to say, end quote. I'd recommend Boss University Master Communicator course to people in this chat. However, I am aware that we can't save effeminate males. Bruh, you ain't lying. You are not lying. And that Boss University is going to set your mind in a different way. It's going to expose you to ideas and perspectives that you've never been exposed to. Surely your parents haven't done so. And it's going to make you think before you act, before you speak at a level that's going to cause you to speak less, act more effectively. Yes? Some of you are so starved of attention, you're in the live chat just saying all kinds of nonsense just to say it. The concept of trolling, for example, is not a manly thing. It's the occupation of a child. It's like you're aimless. I only do things that are aligned with my goals. Boss University, it helps you decide how to move. It defines the internal world. If your internal world is not together, the outside world you cannot dominate in because you're thinking idiotic thoughts. Oh, I need to network. I didn't come to this town thinking I want to network. Hell no, I don't want to network. I have highly specific goals. Every word, every thought, every action, goal aligned. If you ever look at me doing something, somebody around you can tell you why without asking me because it's so obvious. Unless I'm pulling off some Book of Dark Truth stuff, and that's a whole different state of mind. And I don't recommend the Book of Dark Truths to most people because you can't handle it. Like that beta male earlier, I would never recommend to him the Book of Dark Truths. He can't handle it. I recommend Boss University because it would take him from a peon to a man's level. He's not even a boy. He's not even on the trajectory of masculinity. He's just a genderless child. Boss University would take him into manhood. Huh? Carrying on. Somebody drop the link for Boss University so folks can boss up. Stop being genderless children out here. Bro said PVD is all for the money. And you know what? I never speak against capitalism. I am pro-capitalism. I'm pro-business. I'm pro-earning. But I am not for earning certain kinds of money. I'll never stop repeating when the Diddy case was going on. People were covering it every day. I would not cover the Diddy case because I don't want to refocus your mind onto sexual deviance, onto perversion, onto gossip, onto evil that is not going to improve you. And when I see things like the Diddy case, I ask myself, if I spoke about it, what value could I add beyond entertaining you? Because I'm more entertaining than everyone else. I'm more clever. I'm more funny. But beyond that, what could I add that would improve your life to where you end the stream and you say, I feel spiritually enhanced. I feel stronger. I feel smarter. I feel more masculine. I feel more capable. I can go out in this world and get what I want out of it. I can get the woman I want. I can get the wealth I want. And I just don't find that me talking about Diddy and the Punisher, busting people's butt cheeks, I don't think that was going to enhance anybody. So I didn't cover it. So I say that to point out that, I like money. Absolutely. I enjoy earning it. I don't mind spending it. That's not my joy. Women really love spending money, but I more so enjoy earning it. But I will not earn it at all costs. I will not earn it in any way. There are things that I just won't touch. The Diddy thing, I won't touch. There have been other popular things in popular media that you guys are like, I was waiting for you to go live about it. You're going to be waiting because I'm not going to discuss it. I'm just going to talk about the important things.
Male student, a junior, under 18 on multiple occasions, though his defense attorney, Peter Cross, has said there's no allegations of physical contact with any student. Vinny, your thoughts on this?
Absolute pure evil. Okay, you can't even adopt a dog if you're on the sex registry. Okay, but this guy got a freaking
that's crazy.
A baby like he was ordering it off of Amazon, and it's like that's how
wild.
broken our system is. And I'm sorry, this is my opinion, how I feel. I don't think a gay couple of men should be adopting. You shouldn't be buying some kid to have at your house. I'm sorry, it's unnatural. It should be a father and a mother, because these are the type of instances that happen. And even if it's one. God knows how many more are out there, okay? And I've said this how many times, okay? And it kills me to see that child. I hope, have they taken the child away, Tom? I mean, Rob, have they taken the kid away from the?
I have not seen it.
Okay, so they haven't yet. So,
That's
and I
crazy.
said this multiple times, okay, guys? Children are the most overlooked and abused group on this freaking planet, okay? From the beginning, the schools brainwash them and sexualize them with the LGBTQ push. We don't give a damn how many of them are missing at the border. 300,000, they just go missing. Planned Parenthood murders them, okay? What chance? What chance do they have? And then you have freaking these couples, gay couples, where one of them is a freaking sex.
Well, here's the thing, and this is where I go a step beyond these guys, which is they're making it an issue, and it's easy to speak ill against those who have verified cases of abusing minors. However, the truth is that even if they did not have a documented history of abusing minors, they should still be prohibited from adopting children because it's two dudes or it's two females, which is unnatural. It is detrimental. And the data also indicates this. No child wants to be without their biological parents in general, number one. And number two, they don't want to be in the unfortunate situation of having to observe on a regular basis the antithesis of what you should want to grow and be. In fact, without modern technology, a lot of the excesses you observe, like lesbians and homosexuals and, the old hags, artificial insemination and egg freezing. A lot of the filthy things people do are only possible because of modern technology. But often we only hear half of the story. One thing I want to say to you all, and I don't want to be graphic, is that I used to manage a program at Johns Hopkins Medical. MDs, postdocs, researchers, nurses. And I learned a lot about the human body from people who have a lot of experience. And one thing that I heard some nurses having a conversation about is that a lot of homosexual males in their old age, they have incontinence, meaning they can't control their bowels. And that's from the trauma to the sphincter and other apparatus in the human rear end that were damaged. And so if you think that this unnatural behavior doesn't have an impact, it does very much so. And even worse than what happens to the vagina being traumatized from various things. The rear end is more traumatized because it's not designed for two-way traffic, if you will. And no one ever talks about the ramifications of that. We're in a society where you're getting half of the truth. We talk about body positivity, but we don't go through the data on the people who are dying of obesity, which is to say, slowly taking out yourself. So we're not getting to see the other side of these bad behaviors. You hear from religious zealots or fools that you're going to experience heaven or hell or purgatory after you die. I would challenge to say that you will suffer on earth for your sins. You will experience hell on earth for your sins, and you experience good things on earth for your good deeds and your good behaviors. I challenge you to know that anyone who is doing wickedness, they are suffering whether they show you or not. They might show a happy Instagram reel, but they're not really happy. They might show you smiles on Facebook, but that's not their reality, because you cannot experience peace and happiness while doing evil and wickedness. It is impossible. And let me tell you guys something. The reason you don't see me here every day locked in doing 2-3 live sessions a day is because I'm too happy. I have so much peace and positivity. I might be walking through my gardens, and like when I finished walking through my gardens, I was sitting in front of my property in a rocking chair, just like chilling. I was doing nothing, just at peace. I don't even want to turn on all these bright lights and talk in front of a camera. So people who are happy, They don't have the need to put themselves on Front Street. They don't have the need to always be seen. They don't have the need to be working like an animal, especially the females. People who are happy don't have the need to keep projecting the image of happiness because they're having the experience of happiness. There's levels of contentment. Just like, people ask me like, Marquett, when you put out another album, like I can't really rap when I'm happy. Like my first 2 albums, low key, most of the bars were from when I was a kid, like 13, 14, 15, 16, like bars I remembered. Like I'm too happy to make rap music. Music is like a real serious expression. It's like, you wouldn't like the rap albums I would make. I'd make albums about mundane things like having conversations with my maid, or like getting new security cameras, or, just things like that. Like things that are very mundane and maybe not interesting to you. So anyways, I say that to say, when you observe these artists and stuff, like their music is based on emotion. You connect with them based on emotion. You listen to Drake's songs. What you don't realize is most of them are sad love songs. Listen to me. They're sad love songs of heartbreak. Come on now. They're sad love songs of heartbreak. And Ash, you're correct. Actually, I won 100% of the poetry contests I got into. And I was actually forced into some of them in secondary school. I won 100% of them, just for the record, just throwing that out there. Carrying on.
Offender to underage kids, to 12-year-olds. What do you think that kid's going to do? They're going to do this kid when he gets older. He has to change them. They have to see him naked. They have to see his penis. They have to clean this thing. And you're doing that with 12. This kid's going to grow up to be 12. Okay? And it just drives me nuts. These kids have no voice. They have.
I like how Vinny put that, actually. He was basically stating that the adoption process pairs you with a child that is not of your blood, is not of your seed. And this makes perfect sense. This is why having step kids together sometimes doesn't make sense, because they're not blood related. Why wouldn't they sleep with each other? They're there all the time. They're seeing each other in compromising positions and compromising garb and attire. Makes perfect sense. You got to keep them separated. And if this fella took advantage of a minor at age 12, this other minor will be age 12.
Keep letting this crap happen. And I've seen other reports. I saw, I'm not going to get into that, but there's 2.
Well, let me tell you, see, Vinny has to stop with the feigned rage. I can't take him really seriously, because unless you're staunchly against the LGBTQ, unless you've been consistently and staunchly against the LGBTQ, then how can I take you seriously as one who really wants to protect minors? I can't. Because the LGBTQ is fundamentally a movement of sexual liberation in all of its sick varieties. So unless you're going at the real devil, you addressing the small Satan, I can't trust it, because the sincerity's not there. You're not brave enough to go at what's really wrong. It's the sexual impropriety. It's the filth that pervades the society. It's the girls who are on OF. It's all of these things are wicked. Come on now. And you platform Skittle guzzlers. Like they platformed the molesting fella multiple times.
Well, the stories that I sent to Rob, they're catching these people's left and right. Guys, the pedophile problem around the world and including our country is insane. Put the Jeffrey Epstein aside. That's okay, the blackmail operation. Just another reverend I saw was spotted. He's a reverend, Reverend Roger Hankey. Rob, I sent you this clip.
I have it.
And by the way, guys, this is all allegedly
San Diego pastor, yeah.
San Diego pastor at St. John's Episcopal Church.
Did you see the video of the guy pulled up to the door and he says, you want to talk in front of your...
And he says, no, in front of your lover?
Yeah.
And this is happening way more than often. It's just not getting freaking reported. All right,
I would like to have a real conversation with them about the fact that they platform LGBTQ and then want to turn around and talk negatively about minor attracted persons, MAPS, which will be added to the LGBTQ. It'll be called LGBTQP. Come on now. I said this years ago. Yes, they've already tried it. May I acknowledge Andre by Venmo? He writes, I understand. I have sent out the same questions to everyone that bought the product. Very smart. Gathering feedback. Stay tuned. But also remember this, Andre. Don't engage in the easy part because it appears to be within your control and easy to do. Sometimes it's the hard part. Sometimes it is the easy part, but sometimes it's the hard part. And what I'm saying is this: the people who bought the bag liked it enough. So you're selling a high quality, expensive product. They're not going to buy another chest bag anytime soon because it's very high quality. It's not going to break, right? Just like I got this backpack briefcase right here. This is the original sample. This is like 5 years old. This is the original sample. I got 3 of them that are perfectly wrapped, brand new. I bought 3 extras because I just figured I want to switch them out and keep them fresh. My original sample still in mint condition. MDBlabel.com, backpack briefcase, boss up. Yeah, I took it to the meeting with the mayor. You dig? We got to live like that. But the point is this: you're selling a high quality premium product. People are not going to need to buy a new one because it's going to last. So your real issue is finding new customers, which is a marketing issue, right? So I would advise you to invest more in marketing than product development. I hope everyone watching understands the validity of what I just said. And that's why it's important to get good advice from people who know, people who have experience. Sometimes I might sound like wickedly intelligent in business, and I am wickedly intelligent, but more likely I'm experienced. I've done it before. I've been around the others who have done it before. And that's what allows me to come up with the correct answer quickly. Wow, I'm gonna go ahead and take a pause for the cause. Looks like the chat has frozen. I don't know if you guys are still out there, still alive, but momentarily I'm gonna take a pause for the call. Shout out to Alvin supporting the work. He writes, the ism has helped me see and accept the truth about myself, my friends, my relatives. Very few things are what they appear to be. Bruh, you ain't never lied. That, what you're just referring to, that's Book of Dark Truths right there, man. Drop the Book of Dark Truths for people who want to know what time it really is. Shout out to Jalen. He writes, peace of the saints. Jamshi put me on day gaming. Anyway, Saint, we emailed about the wrong topic. Okay, got you. Very good. Yes, resend this email, Jalen, at another time so that it can be addressed, because my email is very flooded right now. So I do want to be able to take a look at that. Thank you.
People are everywhere, guys, and I urge everybody, be freaking careful. This guy's a reverend at a church, and he was caught, Rob, right there. Can you play that one? I want you guys to see this. This is and Rob, what's the name?
Now here's the thing. And this is why I know this stuff is all like Matrix. Is this new? The Catholic Church has thousands of these cases. Is this new? We know in Pakistan, they have I forget what they call the boys in Pakistan, the dancing boys in Pakistan. This is across all of the religions, filthy, disgusting behavior, the Jews as well. I mean, Israel is a freaking haven for these types. So it's like, why act like this is new? But the real question is, what are you doing? What are you going to do? What are you organizing for? You guys saw me make a video that almost no one watched. I released it. I remember it as clear as day. I was in Doha in Qatar, and I made a video about how to protect your kids from predators. I explained what you should say to your kids. How do you teach them so that they are protected against predators, and that you can make sure you prevent it? Because that's number one, prevention. And then number two, if it occurs, how your kid can communicate that so that it stops as quickly as possible. That's not a popular topic. Those are the kind of videos I'm making while people are talking about the Diddy case and getting 5,000 live viewers. I'm making that video because it's important. Because it's important for the future of the society, of the world. Come on now. Let's talk about it. May I acknowledge? Shout out to the lady saying, shout out to Nikki supporting the work. Been with us for a long time. Appreciate you. I also acknowledge Mr. Santos writes, peace of the saints. Since I found you, my life took a turn for the better. You're the only one on the internet that deserves to be listened to. I appreciate you. Shout out to the real ones. I also acknowledge Mr. Chima supporting the work, very consistent as well. She writes, just intently listening, Saint. I appreciate you. Yes, indeed. I guess when the live chat stopped, that's when we really getting after it. Joseph writes, been watching for a while now, never sent tuition before, so I figured I'd pay what I owe. Thank you for your work. I appreciate you. And shout out to Joseph. And I thank all of those who stand up and make their name known. And I always remind you guys, being able to do something different, that is the key to success. And don't be afraid to do things that are different. Like, for example, my groundskeeper, we had to let him go because, and he's been keeping the grounds here for years, but we had to let him go because we think maybe there's someone who's going to do a better job. And we pay them handsomely. And, we made some requests and they were not tended to. And so we're going to try someone new, which is very scary, frankly, because we have like tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even $100,000 worth of like plant life here. But I got tens of thousands of dollars of rose bushes that are dead. So that's kind of, help push us over the edge. But don't be afraid. Don't live your life afraid. I talk about that a lot in Boston University. Don't live your life afraid. Shout out to Tap In Productions, right? So Obama ushered in all this crap. That's a fact. That's a fact. Obama, while he was supposed to be helping the blacks, he was just helping the gays. He writes, he legalized this lifestyle. Oh, it was legalized before that. And it's not a lifestyle. It's a sexually deviant behavior. It's not a lifestyle. Like, me being a super player, that's a lifestyle. You dig? Flying across the world to have custom suits made, that's a lifestyle. MDBlabel.com, this watch, that's a lifestyle. Taking it up the backside with no Vaseline, that's not a lifestyle. That's just a bad decision. I highly recommend against it, gents. Highly recommend against it. Anyways, carrying on.
Name of the company that goes out, what's the name?
Down in the corner, People versus
Preds. This is him.
Press the video.
Yeah, go ahead.
How's it going, Roger? You want to talk to me privately, or do you want your boyfriend to find out, or your husband?
What?
What?
I mean, do you want to talk to me privately outside?
Nice Porsche. This happens so
Talk to
many.
me? I mean, like I said, I don't want him to hear. Otherwise, we
I'm
can
on a live
we
session
can
right now,
tell him if you
so
want.
I can't hear your message.
Picture
But
you.
is this
He's showing him photos of him.
for a
Just wanna go walk
$1.3
inside.
million deal? Because it kind of looked like a $1 million deal or
I
a
mean, I want to talk to you
$1.1
about
million
the conversations
deal.
you were having
So if you
with
could let
people
me
that
know
were
how
talking
much
to you
is the
and
top line.
Okay, so Rob, you could pause it. So he's allegedly he's confronting him because he was on Grindr and trying to holler at somebody he thought was 14 and 15.
But here's another thing. The real question would be, why does Grindr not have filters in there to get these kids out of there? And what I mean is not, I'm sure the kids are putting ages, adult ages, but once the chat turns to, hey, this person's clearly not of age, both of those accounts should be shut down and reported. And we have the AI to do so. But I truly believe that entities like Grindr purposely want to allow this because it attracts their core audience, the ones who like the youngsters. And that ain't right. Shout out to Sage. He writes, paying tuition, peace and Sage. And Sage is pulled up several times. Sage is a new person who's been new and consistent. We appreciate you.
Demons, I know Jake is listening. These demons are they're out there, guys, and it's happening more than often, Pat. And
Bro said more than often.
Man,
I think he meant
it just
more
drives
often.
me crazy. They're everywhere. And I love it could be priests, it could be your neighbor, it could be a coach. They're out there. And the fact that the other guy, the main story, he's already convicted. How the hell is he adopting a child? What are we even talking about?
That's
Tom,
wild.
So there's three things here. The first thing is I don't necessarily, you can feel very strongly, as I do, about what it takes to raise kids and the role of a natural mother, natural father.
Uh-oh. Do you guys feel what I feel is coming on? Is he about to try to justify the fruity batootie? Is he about to try to justify I feel like it's about to happen. Brace yourself. Let's see if I predicted it. By the way, I just forwarded you the invoice from the cleaning staff, and it looks like it's more expensive than it was last time. They're essentially doing the same thing. So can you confirm that for me? If you need me to forward you the last invoice to compare, I can do so.
In raising those kids. And I feel very strongly about it. I also recognize that the law, under the John Roberts decisions, that same-sex people can get married. And under the law, same-sex people can adopt. However,
Did you hear him in the background? That's fine. See, no, actually, that's not fine. And that's the problem. You let them inch by inch create filth in the society. No, it's not fine.
anyone is adopting, anyone. They don't have to be same-sex to be a predator. They don't have to be same-sex to be a risk to children. When they're adopting, the full and complete
Get
background
after it,
check has
bro.
to
Get
happen
to it.
so that these things don't fall through the cracks. It says, I don't care whether it's a gay couple or a heterosexual couple, if that one of those in those relationships is a predator with a record that had to
See, my problem is that these guys are pretending to be conservative. You're not. If you think LGBTQ is okay, you're not conservative. If you think anything other than the nuclear family is okay, you're not conservative. That's why I don't mess with conservatism. I mess with Marquettism, because Marquettism is for the kids. Marquettism saves lives. Conservatism is nonsense. It doesn't even, it's not coherent anymore. It's not coherent.
resign from a workplace, that's not like a minor offense that's trapped in a clerical error. This guy had a very real thing and resigned as a teacher, did he not?
Yes.
So,
and that's another weird thing. It's like, why did he become a teacher? Probably to be around his prey. Bro's a predator trying to be around his prey. And there's certain things I just don't trust. Like, for example, you guys know, I was a teacher in Baltimore, Maryland. I wanted to give back. I taught at one of the second worst places to teach in the country. Why? Because those kids were in the same situation I was in as a kid growing up in poverty. But here's the difference. I didn't want to teach elementary. I wanted to teach high school. More relatable, and it's more masculine. Like, I don't want to deal with like little kids with snot and boogers in their face. I'm not going to help them. I don't even want to touch them. Those kids need love and nurturing. Like, they want to like hug you. I'm like, yo, stay back, young blood. Stay back, young blood. Like, they need female teachers, but they routed me to elementary because those kids didn't have fathers. 75% illegitimacy. So I understood the calculus. They needed black males in their lives because they lack fathers. But I didn't want to do that voluntarily. And this guy, overweight, white homosexual, he's not there to be a black male role model. He's there to get some cheeks, some young cheeks, kid cheeks. Terrible.
I feel very, very strongly about that. The third point I feel strongly about is this is why you have to watch what your kids are watching. This is why the parents everywhere need to be vigilant.
You see, there wouldn't be so many, I don't want to use a proper term because I'll probably get further shadow banned, but there's so many of these deviants who are predators on those apps. But you wouldn't even have such an app in a righteous society. You don't have Grindr in Saudi Arabia. You don't have Grindr in Somalia. You don't have Grindr in upright societies, only in filthy societies. And the worst thing is you have the people who are positioning themselves as Christians and as the moral folks in the society, and they're allowing this stuff to go on because they're compromise artists. And I tell you what, right and wrong cannot be compromised with. Nah, maybe you compromise with your wife on like what show we're going to watch tonight, but you don't compromise on right and wrong. No, I don't compromise and lie and say that two males can marry. They cannot. It's false. I don't compromise and say that it's acceptable or normal for two women to pretend as though they're in a relationship. They're deluded and they're mentally ill. There can be no compromise between evil and good. I'm sorry. So these people who are compromised, you cannot be a good man and be one that is so inclined to compromise. It is the man who is supposed to be of morality. It is the man who is willing to be disagreeable. It is the woman that is prone to agreeableness and wants everyone to be happy, also known as compromise. So why do we have these effeminate males who are low testosterone and are big on compromise? They allow evil in the society. It's men like you and I. We have the same values and we will not compromise on that. Come on now. That's the way it got to be. Yeah, the world is too far gone. It's too far gone for us to play nice. Shout out to Mr. Walker, writes, Peace of the Saints. I hope all is well. I just finished another boxing class. I'm also going tomorrow for partner drills. Let's get this work in, people. Indeed. Indeed. Shout out to Major Mind and Soul, writes, you are doing God's work, Quet. Establish the natural order. Thank you. And we shall. We absolutely shall. We shall establish the natural order. That is correct. And we're not going to say reestablish because we can't speak accurately to what has happened in the past. We're going to establish the natural order. It might be the first time the natural order has ever existed.
Things happening online. You have to be so vigilant. This is why 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds shouldn't have phones. One of my daughters had a phone. She took it to swim, brought it back, puts it in the kitchen. That's it. It's done. I gave a little bit too much permission and I reeled it back. I read a great book about things. I reeled it back and I said, you know what? You're right. It says her older sister didn't have any Instagram until she was a senior and was a senior group from school. And it was yearbook photos circulated and I monitored it. That's so dangerous. So point one.
Well, let me point out something that he's leaving out. You know, most men who are going to be working men, they're not going to have the luxury of time or being able to be ultra close with the kid because they have to provide the roof, the house, pay the bills, all these things. The mother will have more time, especially for the younger children. So it would be the mother more rightly that's able to be a helicopter mom or a tiger mom and stay abreast of the things that are going on in the child's life to make sure that the child can be protected. And see, he's not speaking to that family structure, and it's important.
You know, it is legal for people to get married. It's legal for people to adopt. Point two, background checks have to be better.
Let me ask
this
you.
nation has to stand up for it. And then
just
point
gonna ask him, I
three,
think, what you're
I'm with Vinny on point three. These kids are getting exploited, and the first line of defense needs to be their own parents.
Dude, well, here's my question, Tom, and I respect everything that you're saying, especially with, you know, the parents and being accountable. But can we be honest with each other, Pat, Tom, Adam? You think it's okay, honestly, genuinely, a gay male couple to adopt a male boy that's not like this is
Vinny done asked the question. Vinny done asked the question. He said, Pat, PBD. Another random guy whose name we don't even know. Do you believe it is okay for two Skittle guzzlers to go out and buy a child? I guess they're not buying the child. They're getting it for free. That's a hell of a deal. They're getting a little boy for free. Do you believe it's okay for two boys, two males who like males to go out and get a male child? Integrity and honesty is something that I practice and something that I teach to all of those within this culture, because we will do business with each other and we will be the gold standard in human society. People will want to do business with us because we're honest. We don't play games. We don't change prices, and we over deliver. Carrying on.
But
Tom,
I personally
it's legal
disagree
to
with
do
it.
a lot of stuff.
So I'll tell you, I disagree with it. I disagree with it on faith grounds. I disagree with it because I think mothers and fathers have critical roles to raising kids. But I'm recognizing where the law stands.
But
also saying I disagree.
Yeah, I think gay couples should be able to get married. I think gay couples.
Oh, it's the boy with the small hat. Shocker. He's saying, I think you Gentiles should live in filth and disgusting circumstances. Shocker, the guy with the toupee. I wouldn't even work with someone who thinks like that. I wouldn't go to work every day and be among a filthy guy like that. He probably does those behaviors. Is he married? He probably does those behaviors. Right, exactly. But he himself would never do that, right? He's like, I'm cool with the gay guys getting together and calling it a marriage. I'm cool with the gay guys saying, snap into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah, I'm cool with that. But I'd never do it. Nah, bro, you're an ally because you're one of them. Sicko.
Should be able to adopt, and I totally understand.
Legally, they are.
Why,
What
yes,
should?
and I totally understand why people have objections to that.
What? What did this boy say?
Legally, they are. What should?
What did you say, my nigga? What did you say, my nigga? Did he just what? That was crazy.
Yeah, I think gay couples should be able to get married. I think gay couples should be able to adopt, and I totally understand.
Legally, they are. What should?
Isn't this the conservative podcast? I thought this was the conservative podcast. Conservatism means nothing. Marquettism is for the kids. Marquettism saves lives. Conservatism is let the gays adopt.
I totally understand why people have objections to that. I totally get
weirdo.
It. By the way, speaking of adopting kids, do you know what
now you're trying to change the topic?
Allow
I ain't trying to change the
gay
topic.
Couples to adopt kids? All 50 states.
Mm-hmm.
federally. Now, there's different hurdles in different states. Now, I personally have friends, a lesbian couple that adopted kids, a boy and a girl, and a gay couple that adopted boys. Dave Rubin, who we know, and his husband Dave, great parents. I'm not worried about them. Who I am worried about are child sex offenders, child molesters, predators getting access to these kids. How the hell?
Did he say he has friends? He has buddies who are butt busters? Did he say his best buddy is Tambuzi the booty bandit? Fascinating. Fascinating. Shout out to Giovanni supporting the work. His best buddy is his best buddy is Tambuzi the booty bandit. Extraordinary. Shout out to Marcus, who just became a member at thesassin.com. That's THESASN.com. Simply click join, and we'll welcome you within this thing of ours. New member orientation is the first of each month.
Sex predator fall through the cracks. What cracks? There should be so many background checks if you're a child predator to adopt a kid. What? Hey, Jeffrey Epstein and his girlfriend want to adopt a couple young girls. Nobody. We need some serious background checks here.
Now they're trying to act like they can separate out sexual perversion. If you're a dude that's willing to take another dude up the backside, you'll do anything. You'll do anything. You'll do anything. There's no limits. You've already gone too far. Why stop now? You'll do anything. Come on, man. Come on. These people. I want you guys to know that your favorite celebrities, your favorite YouTubers, they're weirdos in the worst of ways. Yeah, take it up the backside. Your favorite rappers, take it up the backside. It's the gay mafia, guys. It's the gay mafia. They help each other out. It's kind of like the small hats. It's like a club. It's like, oh, you do it too? Yeah, we'll help you out. We'll make you famous and powerful. Come on. May I acknowledge Mr. Canton writes, Peace of the Saints, donate it to the training center and let us all get it in. Donate at the level you can donate at. If you can do $10, do $10. If you can do 100, that makes up for 9 other people who are not going to pull their weight. And that's okay. When the training center is up and running, they will not be welcome. Their offspring will not be welcome. It's okay. It's okay. Come on now. And we're going to train up all the youngsters to be real men, real women. We're going to do some charity work too. We're going to let the single moms bring their kids, bring their sons, so that their sons do not end up being degenerates. Yes, we are. Absolutely. Absolutely, we will.
So I'm not against normal people who happen to have a different lifestyle or sexual orientation.
Whoa. How can you be a dude? How can you be a dude who lets... How can you be a dude that and also a normal person? How that's not normal, Brody. That's where I'm tripping out. You said normal people and then you referred to LGBTQ. That's not normal. Oh, I see what you're doing here. You're a liberal. Yes. What you guys don't realize is that our whole country is so poisoned. What you call conservative is not conservative. Check this out. I have so many homosexuals and so many effeminate males. Marquett, I love everything you say, but I rock with Candace Owens. Then you don't rock with me because I am not rocking with feminism. I'm not rocking with a career woman. She's a career woman. She's a terrible mom. She spends more time on YouTube than I do, and I don't have any kids. It's not possible for her to be a good mom. She is a career woman feminist. She's a leftist in her life practice. She talks conservatism, but doesn't live it. And if you are being fooled by that, you're an idiot or you're a weak male. You're a weak male. Me, I'm a strong man. I don't compromise with the BS. The answer is no. Do you consider this ball conservative? Based on your definition of conservative, is this Jewish fella right here with the toupee, is he a conservative? If he's a conservative to you, write yes in the chat. If he's not a conservative to you, write no in the chat. I want to know. Okay, so we got a lot of no's. Okay, got some liberals. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Now, let me ask you this. Is Candace Owens, not according to what she says, but according to what she does, Is Candace Owens liberal or conservative? And write in a full sentence or close to, right? Candace is liberal. Candace is conservative. I just want to know, do we still have any diehard psychopaths who would deny all evidence and are still riding with that little rascal? The little bed wench? I want to see where we're at with this because I'm curious. Drop it in the, someone put Candace is a lib. And always been a lib. That's the crazy part. And people don't really change. Tiger doesn't change its stripes. She's living like a liberal. It's the most bizarre thing. People trying to tell me like, yeah, Marquett, I like what you're saying, but Candace is great. No, Candace is a phony liar and a liberal. She's a money-grubbing liberal who hates herself, racially, that is. Probably more than that. Now, here's the thing. There are people who love some Candace Owens. They love themselves some Hodge twins. They love themselves some Officer Tatum because these are the mouthpieces that are saying what they can't say. But here's the thing. With the Hodge twins, and I might take out the time. I might take out the time and do a Hodge twins, Officer Tatum, Candace Owens triple roast. I might do a triple roast, ladies and saints, because the Hodge twins just got done dirty. There's a gentleman, I shouldn't say gentleman, there's a fellow who's making a whites only community. Whites only, whites only. You can't come in. If you ain't white, you ain't right. It's whites only. He's building whites only communities, one in Missouri, one in, I think it's Arkansas, which he has every right to. He has every right to do so. So he's making a whites only community. And the Hodge twins tweet at him and say, hey, we're 40% white or whatever, 60%, I don't know. We're this percent white. Can we come in? And then he tweets back and says, God bless the Hodge twins, but no. You look like an idiot. You look like a total idiot. And it's this kind of bootlicking, loser, sick, self-hating mentality. It's sad, really. It's an embarrassment, honestly. You look so stupid. These are those personalities that they want to be whiter than the white supremacists. You hear me? It's ridiculous. It's like, dude, be yourself. Such an embarrassment. Such an embarrassment. I might need to do a triple roast. I might just do it.
And raise shitty ass kids. So just because you're gay or straight or lesbian does not mean that you're going to raise a good kid or a bad kid.
Come on, bro. Where's Pat David? Where is he to establish authority and say that is wrong? I don't agree. Where is he to say that the views of my co-host don't reflect my views or Valuetainment's views? He's absent because he agrees. He's silent. This is the Hollywood. This is the Hollywood people. This is the Matrix, little buddy. This is the Epstein crew. These are deceivers. Shout out to Juan. He writes, peace to the saints. Damn, say, I hate that you had to stop yourself. A good speech was about to come out of you. Right, but we see that I suffer so greatly on here. That's why we're building the training center. There's some things that just can't be said online. We don't have freedom of speech. Clear as day. Shout out to Daquan. He writes, I tried to give to the training center, but for some reason, the GoFundMe wouldn't allow me to update my info. That's sus. That is sus. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of sus. I'm sorry to hear that, and I appreciate your effort, and I thank you for your support. Dominic, is anyone else having trouble with the GoFundMe? Let me know. Dominic writes, I'm 1.5 hours late because I didn't receive a notification. Bingo. I'll definitely be catching the replay, but I can't believe he said, quote, gay couples should adopt, end quote. Why would any rational adult want a child near somebody who labels themselves alongside their sexual deviance? My point exactly. I also acknowledge Dwayne. He writes, thank you for the response. I have work to do as becoming a saint is heaven on earth. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. You will benefit greatly. Mr. Elk writes, as these creeps expose themselves, the trash that still support them are guilty of the same sins. That part. The podcasts that I support are fewer and fewer. That is because you are a man truly of morals. And when you find out something is immoral, you let go of it. You're wise. You're living based on morality. Shout out to Michael. He writes, Mother Nature would allow us to get rid of these bottom feeders, but civil society has done away with humanity's ability to clean itself of filth. Bruh, you're correct. You are correct.
Probably going to go over this story about this normal woman who was a normal lady. She was a mom.
Bro.
She has a son.
Stop it, bro. I don't want to hear
Very
this.
uncomfortable with it. Who knows what is going on?
Look at the guy with the toupee who blatantly has a toupee because his hair on the side is gray and his toupee never changes colors because it's a toupee. He looks very disturbed while we hear Vinny saying that it's weird for men who like to bust each other's butt cheeks to basically acquire children that are not theirs. And then look at the toupee guy, the guy with the toupee. He's over here looking all like disturbed as though he's constipated or something. Very curious.
Like, you know what I mean? You're a gay couple. Like, what do you, I don't know, man.
I get
I'm
your
sorry.
concerns.
It's very awkward.
He sounds like a white woman. That's exactly how liberal white women talk. I understand your concerns. Honey, I know why you're upset. It's like, bro, talk to me like a grown man. Stop with the weirdness. I understand why you're upset. I get your concerns. Like, nah, don't play that liberal, I went to NYU conflict resolution BS with me. Talk to me like a grown man.
This is an awkward conversation, but we're having it.
No, it's not awkward. It's the confrontation of good and evil, little buddy.
Awkward situation.
But does that, like, how would you?
Why are you stuttering?
So let's say a straight couple, like a man and a woman,
a
adopt
straight couple,
a little girl.
A straight couple. Do you mean a normal couple? Do you mean the only kind of couple that actually exists in reality? Everything else is a motley, vile, disgusting pairing that exists only on the basis of perversion.
So that little girl.
Why are you stuttering, imbecile, with your girl jewelry on?
Girl is still going to be around a man that likes women. How do you deal with that?
Adam, that's a whole different situation.
No, but the point is, you're saying attraction will lead to you doing something weird to a child.
I'm talking about
I don't know.
unnatural.
If you, by the way, if you ran a country from start, okay.
Oh, where's PBD been at this whole time? He just letting them talk about like, all this gross stuff and condone it. And he hasn't disagreed one time at all for any reason. Fascinating.
It's a law now. If you ran a country from start, would you be okay with gay men adopting kids?
It wouldn't be my first order of business.
Bro, yes or no? Shout to Sage, comes in by PayPal. He writes, he's definitely gay. Gay. Has homosexual friends. Bro, that's already strike 1, 2, and 3. He writes, suspicious. The people you're around represent who you are. Birds of a feather, huh? The people you are around represent who you are. Uses liberal language such as straight couple. That's crazy, right? You mean normal couple or you mean couple? And has liberal mannerisms. Yeah, fruity ones. He writes, has conservative values until homosexuals are brought up. Very disgusting indeed. Right. Whatever happened to nuclear family? That was one man, one woman, and the kids.
Would be mostly comfortable with it.
This nigga right here. I'd be mostly comfortable with it. Just say yes, my nil. Just say, I like some salami in my buns. I like salami in my buns. Just say that, bro. That's what it is, man. Just keep it a bean out here.
Mostly comfortable.
Yeah, I'm not entirely comfortable.
Why are you
I'm
not
straight.
Why
I'm
are
not
you
gay.
not
I don't know what it's like.
Why are you
You're
not
lying.
entirely
You're lying.
comfortable with it?
Because Vinny does have some valid concerns.
Because
It's not
Vinny.
a blanket statement.
Yeah.
Because of Vinny.
So-
huh? Okay, that's
So
deep.
this is a very sensitive topic for a lot of people because we have friends in this space that I don't know if we call
Oh.
friends.
Yeah, no, they are friends. You have friends who are gay, is what you're saying. It's sensitive, meaning I cannot and I will not tell the truth because my friends are gay and maybe I'm gay too. That's what it is, bro. Just say what it is, man. Yeah. It's sensitive. Well, that's the problem. You shouldn't have gay friends. How about that?
But I would tell you have
acquaintances.
people who are in this space, and I had a very great conversation about this with Jillian at dinner one night. To me, it's not gay lesbian couples. We had a pastor at a school, at a church we used to go to, Tom, who he would get up and he was raised by a lesbian couple.
Bro, I'm done. It keeps getting more evil. How is this possible? It keeps getting more evil. Bro said my pastor was raised by lesbian. Oh my. Ooh-wee. I'm about to pray to everybody's God right now because I feel like, do you feel like you're being poisoned listening to this evil stuff? Okay. Bow your heads. Bow your heads. No, no, for real. I'm make a Christian prayer for you guys. Just bow your heads right now. Heavenly Father, please forgive those who are speaking from ignorance and those who are not speaking from ignorance, those who are willfully wicked, those who are demons, those who are satanic presences here on earth. May you strike them down, Lord. May you bring the floodwaters, Lord, and get the right people, Lord. Will you do what is right? I'm talking about some of that Old Testament, God. I beg of you to establish the natural order. In God's name we pray. Thank you. And for the Muslim, for the mu'min, let us make a dua that, as they say, Jazakallah khair, which is, may you be rewarded with what you deserve. That can be a good thing. That can be a bad thing. You might deserve good rewards. You might deserve to have your life taken. So let us all, the Muslims, let us make a dua right now that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does his work quickly, preferably. I mean, oh yeah, and also while we're at it, while we're making these prayers for all of my religious people, let's put in two more prayers that God blesses our work with this training center. He makes it very easy. There's no financial strain on anyone involved. That it is highly successful. That it nourishes our youth. It strengthens our men, and it makes our women chaste. First, I'll do a Christian prayer. God, we ask you that you bless our efforts with this training center, for it will lift up many people, and it will be an example. It will be a haven for those who are good people and the children who are innocent. It will give them an opportunity to grow into strong, positive beings. In God's name we pray. Amen. And now let's make a dua that our training center will be funded quickly, that people will give as much as they can. They will encourage others to give. It will be funded quickly, and it will lift up the masses. Let's make a prayer. A dua. I mean. Okay, now let's get back to this this world that we're in. Let's get back to the dunya. Good Lord, this is wicked, I tell you. I feel like we've at least been a little more fortified to deal with this evil. Look at bro, kind of looks like the devil. Hold on. Are you guys seeing this? He looks like the devil to me. It's like I can see it now. I see the flames in the background. It's the hellfire in the background. Do you see it? We see the hellfire in the background. It's like the red and orange flames are encircling the devil. Do you see it, saints? I mean, do I need to enlarge that? Do I need to enlarge that? Do you see the red of hellfire encircling him? Yeah, I see it too. I see it too. I'm glad we made those prayers to be a little bit more protected. Oh, this is a fight against good and evil.
It was raised by, you know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
And he would openly talk about it. He talked about it in his book. It's not like he's hiding it. He's not embarrassed about it. He actually wrote a book and talked about it. This is a pastor at a church that we used to go to.
This is a pastor at a church he used to go to. And the pastor is speaking of his lesbian parentage. And, you know, you're a Christian. For a Christian, it would be so very important, your lineage, what you come from. This is no disrespect to anyone who may have had inadequate parents. But you guys know I did a series. I would read through the Quran straight through. I'll read through the Bible straight through. And when we would read the Bible, you may remember there were times where the Bible will take out a whole page to say, and so had this many kids, and so had that many kids, and so father of this person, so was daughter of this person, so lived to this age and had this many kids, and his daughters were named this, and his sons were named this, and his daughters were wives of so. Lineage matters so much in Christianity. The idea that you would sit here and try to make it seem okay that this man was raised by lesbians. No, sir. No, sir, you're trying to humanize a demon. You're trying to normalize wickedness. No, I see what you're doing, buddy. Oh, I will not be fooled. Shout out to Donald. Just join this thing of ours. Thesassin.com, THESASN.com. Click join. And when you join something great. You join something real. There are many people in the chat right now. They've benefited from our community for years on end. They've made new friends, friends that feel like family. Feel free to testify in the chat. Shout out to all my executives who make this possible. Shout out to all the men who have volunteered many hours, myself included. Shout out to the men. Shout out to my executive in Canada. Shout out to Ramsey, just put on a phenomenal event in Canada. If you guys are watching from the Canadian section or you went to the event, and I know many people did, send me a DM to remind me to talk to Ramsey to see if he wants to make that an annual event. And so we can work on the scheduling so that we have things spaced out enough. Okay. So shout out to Ramsey, phenomenal event. Shout out to all the saints who went. That's what we're about. Real life, safety, fun, health. Let's keep after this work. Let's take these demons down.
But, you know, a lesbian couple is not interested in anything a man has.
Yeah.
A gay couple is interested in what you have. Sexually, they're attracted to another male. When you look at stats, you said every single 50 state, Mississippi just allowed it to be legal just 9 years ago.
Sad.
2016.
Sad.
It was the last state. It was historically the toughest one
Well,
to go
that's,
through.
I think 2015 is when Obama legalized
Right.
marriage.
So
anyway,
after that,
so.
it changed the game with everything that's going on. Actual adopting gay couples, kids, is a new thing. It's not a 100-year-old thing. It's a brand new thing.
Oh, I agree.
Okay,
So
get to the
you don't
point.
gay marriage.
Get to the point, Pat.
the
Come
point
on,
I'm trying to
Pat.
make to you is, we don't even have, like, I remember when they started doing
He's about to, we don't have data
books
on it.
steroids.
Got it.
When
Okay,
steroids
bro.
first came out, everybody,
Okay, Pat, I get where you're going here, Pat. You're taking the long, pedantic road of saying I'm cool with it because we don't have bad data. I got you, Pat. You're saying that it's new, so we don't have data on how bad or good it is. I got you, Pat. I got you. Cool, buddy. Cool, buddy. Cool, buddy. Yeah, okay, Pat. Yeah, I don't respect it at all. At all. I ain't bringing none of my kids around these right here. You heard me? Hell nah. I wish I would see my young boy going to the bathroom and then see one of these characters walk in there all zesty right in there with my son. Oh, hell nah. I don't trust these balls at the urinal. You ever see a cat at the urinal looking over to see what you're doing? Like, bro, mind your manners. What's wrong with you, man? I'll pimp slap one of these rascals at the urinal. Nah, hell nah. He playing games out here, ladies and saints. He's playing games. Shout out to Sage, came back again. Another one. Writes, slaughter all of these devils. Sir, yes, sir. It must be done. At some point, it got to be done. He writes, their heads should be mounted on spikes for all to see. Great violence in that. Oh, bro, about to get me took out. That's why we need the training center. We can't talk about this online. No, sirree, Bobby. No, that's training center talk right there, my good man. Shout out to Matt, who just became a member at thesassin.com. That's THESASN.com. Click join and boss up.
it was like, well, steroids, they're not bad for you. They're this or that. And I'm like, you know, yeah, your testosterone level being a certain level, TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, it could be good for men because, you know, if your testosterone is lower, you feel insecure.
Well, here's the thing, buddy. Our medical institutions have been turned from being purposed with healing and helping to now they're mutilation based. Now they're all about augmenting that which you actually are, that which is natural and inherent. Now they're here to make a science project of you. Yes. One thing people don't mention with testosterone replacement, they call it therapy. Therapy is supposed to heal. It's a misnomer. It is a euphemism. Therapy is supposed to heal. Therapy is supposed to be regenerative. Testosterone replacement therapy, do you know that when you have that synthetic testosterone, it further stops production of natural testosterone? There's some finer scientific details. This is not the core of our topic. We can get into it. But did you know that? I bet you didn't know that because they don't tell you that. Huh? Come on now. Yes, it's like what I'm saying is once you start testosterone replacement, you cannot stop. And that is the goal of our sick medical industry and our pharmaceutical industries. They want you to be on drugs for life. You ever meet anyone who said, I saw a therapist and I'm healed? Come on. You ever heard anybody say, I've been seeing a shrink and I'm healed? No, you never hear that. They want your ass on their pay. They want you to be basically the reason they can run payroll for here on out. They want you coming every week to get your head shrunk. Come on, man. Exactly. You become dependent on it. Why is it that the breakthroughs in diabetes, the breakthroughs in cancer, it's in Russia, it's in China, are enemies? Maybe because they are in favor of humanity, and the American government is the enemy of mankind. They're not even really humans. They're not even really man. They're a kind of man, but they're not really humans. They're a kind of sick, perverted, evil people. Because how is it that we're so rich and advanced, but all of the solutions, the cures, are coming out of China and Russia? Diabetes, cancer, coming out of China and Russia. But here, they want to treat you for it endlessly. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, let's talk about it. Shout out to Wayne, says carry on. May I also acknowledge Mr. Cruz, writes, men, I can't believe what PBD is saying. Ridiculous. Thank you for your work, man. I also acknowledge Amara. Shout out to the Lady Saints. I appreciate you. Glad to see you watching. We appreciate the Lady Saints pulling up. And for those of you ladies who may be watching, you haven't joined the Lady Saints, step your game up, sis. The Lady Saints on YouTube, at the Lady Saints. Send them a message, join up. And if you can't remember that, just send me a DM. I'll get you connected. May I also acknowledge Mr. Elk is back. He writes, the sad fact is that the followers of PBD are influenced and just agree. Yes, mindless cattle, hive minds are a problem. I read the comments. It's the PBD cult. Well, I'll tell you what. At some level, we all have to follow something, right? Let's be real about that. We have to follow something. So it's not necessarily bad to be in a hive. It's bad when the hive is run by a queen bee, which is a Candace Owens, like a broad, or the hive is run by still a broad, an effeminate male, PBD, and the Jupe guy. That's what is a problem. Because at the end of the day, we can't all be chiefs. We can't all be elders. Some of us got to follow. But the question is, what are you following? What did you sign up for? I encourage men to respect hierarchy. I encourage men to follow the chief. But what the hell are you following? If you're going to follow Christianity, be a real Christian. You're going to follow the Deen of Islam, be a real Muslim. You're going to follow Judaism, be a real Jew. But don't sit here and start arguing on behalf of LGBTQ. It's condemned by all of the major religions and by science and cleanliness itself. Come on now. All I'm saying is be real about what you're doing. Be honest. Let's work.
Not a good husband because you can't perform and you don't feel good about yourself. Maybe it's better for you to raise your, okay. Then we got a little bit smarter with testosterone and steroids. But then we learned a lot of people that also overdid it. And in bodybuilding, every year people would die. And I would get text messages for all the Mr. Olympia people die, right? It's such a new thing that we don't yet have enough data to sit there and say this is good or bad.
You're right.
So to me, a part of it, I'm not comfortable with because it's all about odds. It's all about odds. I'm a married man. If I lived in a house with 30 bombshell models, and it was a test, these girls are going to wear 2-piece swim.
I want you guys to really listen to this. What he's speaking to right now is the nature of man, but I want to do a little deeper analysis that he's not willing to do. So he says, I'm a married man. If I was in a house with a bunch of attractive women, listen where he's going. I've never heard this before, but I can think faster than him, so I know where it's going. Listen to this. We're going to work today.
Suits. All day, every day, you're going to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner with them, and you're living in this 20-bedroom mansion with 20 models. How many days could you last? I'm a man very comfortable saying it. I'm not taking up that challenge.
Aha! So what he's saying is that he is polygynous by nature. He wants multiple women. Well, then the real question is, why aren't you being honest with your nature? Because you are a weak, effeminate beta male controlled by your wife. Your wife has forced you into monogamy. Now, if you put that scenario to a woman, she's going to lie about it, right? An average woman, a feminist, you say, hey, what would your husband do if he's in a mansion with 20 beautiful women? She's going to say he should have self-control. She doesn't really mean self-control. She means I control him. She's going to say he should have self-control. He's a married man and he should ignore them and pretend as though he's not heterosexual and wants multiple women. Self-control, when the woman's speaking about a man having self-control, what she really means is he should have my control. I should control him. And what PBD just explained without saying it explicitly, because he can't even rationalize, he can't even acknowledge, he's saying, I prefer to have it that way, but I'm not man enough to have it that way. And I'm not man enough, if I could have it that way, to stand up to this one woman who's forcing me to exercise not man nature, but female nature. A man is supposed to dominate a woman. A woman is supposed to be dominated by one man. That is human nature. A woman is soil for one man. A man is the seed. Many seeds are to be planted, especially by great men. So he's being dominated by a woman. He's getting it backward. He's living as a woman. Come on now. He's woo-wee! Woo-wee! Come on now. We getting after it. He's not living honestly.
I will sign up for this job.
I know you would.
What am I
telling
do?
you?
It's because you're a homosexual.
I am here for duty, sir.
Yeah, you.
No, don't play that. You're a homosexual. It's too late.
It is my duty to please that
and
booty.
for you, it would be.
You're talking about booty. What about the vagina, my boy? Yeah, your duty to please that booty? Yeah, you're busted. Booty bandit.
Easy.
Yeah.
But for me to think, oh, I am so, freaking strong as a Christian man. Are you out of your...
As a Christian man, you see, now how is it that your religion takes you out of your nature? God made you with a certain nature. Why is it your nature is wrong? Come on now. Come on now. God made you the wrong way? I don't think so. I think he made you the right way. Huh? Let's get back in that Old Testament. Where my Old Testament Christians at? Where my real Jews at? Where my mu'min at? Come on now. Shout out to Braden, comes in by Venmo. He writes, thank you, Marquett, for creating a community of such upstanding men. Attending my first big game conference was a pleasure, meeting truly moral and ethical men. It was a rare chance to unplug and recharge, something I now deeply appreciate. Shout out to the real ones. And Braden, it was a pleasure to meet you. It was a pleasure to be there. I had such a good time. And I tell you, my assistant always tells me, she's like, Marquett, you always enjoy these things way more than you expect, because I'm an introvert. So just thinking about these things, I'm kind of like, oh man, it's be a lot of people. But I always have such a good time. I can't wait to do it again. I've already set the dates for next year. I'm already thinking about how can we take it up a level. So I can't wait. And I love the idea of tradition. Cultures have tradition, men have tradition, and just the idea of us playing this game for the next 20 years until we're too old to play it. And then our boys, our sons playing it, our sons competing on our behalf. And Lord knows I got to have many sons because I want them niggas to be running TDs, catching long passes. You heard me? Cute. Like, listen, I ain't getting into it. But anyways, carrying on. Oh, yeah. And by the way, the big game conference, it wasn't just a great football game and great camaraderie and us walling out in the middle of the night, but also it was 15 hours of excellent education on all things women. How do you select them? How do you approach them? How do you maintain them? How do you take leadership in your relationship? How do you prepare for childbirth and marriage? How do you prevent being, fleeced financially and divorce? Highly recommend the Big Game Conference. If someone would be kind enough to drop the link. Big Game Conference is available if you go to school.com/Marquett. That's MARQUETT. Click classroom, scroll to the bottom. A lifetime worth of gaming. You need to prepare now, gentlemen. I promise you. You don't want that sneaking up on you.
As a Christian man, I volunteer.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Christian, you're a Jew. Now you're playing with his religion. Extraordinary. And let us not forget, everyone who is a believer in Judaism believes that Jesus, the Christ, is burning in excrement. You believe that he is a heretic. That is your actual belief, your religious belief.
So, but you have to understand yourself. Like when I travel, I like to travel with a crew.
Yeah.
You know, my neck goes the same places. We have a guy, I won't say his name because I don't want to put him on blast. He knows who he is. This guy could spot a girl. His radar, you understand what I'm saying?
Very good. I'm good. He's
No.
really
Vinny,
good.
you're amateur
Yeah.
compared to him.
Well, Vinny's gaydar is off the chart.
Yeah.
His radar to find
Stop.
anything voluptuous, round, anything, right? He will go into a room, and all I do is I just look at his eyes, and boom, and I'm like, what's he looking at? Oh, shit. By the way, you got it good as well.
I'm good.
No, you're good. No, bro, you're not tier 1. You're tier 3.
This
He's tier 1.
I'm blind. I'm just out
can I tell you really
there
fast about
feeling
like
around,
me and this guy Adam are having a moment. Like we're having like I have something's going on with my family, and we're like in a kind of a
You
crowd.
remember this?
Listen, and we're talking, and like we had
If
a
he
moment like
remembers
this, and we're looking at each other, and he's like, "Yeah, man, it's I'm with you, but it just really quick. A girl just walked. She's ridiculous." I go, "Dude, my cousin's not doing well." He's like, "Look over there," and it was a.
So it seems as though they're now so far from the core topic, and these are the things I want you guys to consider. Thank you, Michael, for providing that link. Shout out to all of my moderators. I appreciate you guys. I'm deeply thankful for everyone who's a part of this thing of ours. But I want you guys to notice something. I remember when I was a kid, and I could tell that either I was surrounded by devils or people that are not like me. But I remember when I would watch the news as a child, and I would see tragedy after tragedy repeated. And I remember saying, "Mama, why is the news," I was saying, why is the news, but I meant like the newscaster, the news reporter. I say, "Mama, why is the news not crying? Why is the news not sad? Mama, why are they just saying it? But they're not sad. They said somebody died." And even as a child, I could tell that there was a hollowness and there was a robotic feel to them reporting out to so many terrible human tragedies with no level of emotion because they don't actually care. One of the reasons I couldn't report out on the Diddy thing is because it was just so disgusting and heinous. And it was like, I'd be in a perpetual state of disgust. I don't want to go there mentally. And I see these guys have now transitioned very quickly into casual, comical conversation. They forgot about what they were so outraged about earlier, about the children. And it makes perfect sense. If you check any of their backgrounds, I don't think they can demonstrate that they cared about children. Demonstrate. They can say they cared. But what would a demonstration be? My first legal job was as an after-school program. I started off as Recreation Leader 1, made it up to Recreation Leader 3. I was the youngest employee ever by the city of Pasadena. I enjoyed my work. I did well there. I was even awarded there. My first job out of university, I was a elementary school teacher in Baltimore, Maryland, one of the roughest places to be a teacher. Following that, I created a nonprofit serving during that, I created a nonprofit called Five Fingers, helping young boys in Baltimore City. Children. Then following that, I was recruited to run a nonprofit at Johns Hopkins Medical. Helping who? Children. So it's demonstrated. No one can question if I care. Just look at the track record. I find it disgusting, the casual concern, the fake outrage. These people don't give a shit. None of them do. And that's why they're not doing anything. Yeah, Kanye West wants to say all this stuff about the Jews. He's not doing anything. Come on. It's time to wake up, folks. It's time to wake up. Anyways, carrying on.
He is that good.
He is ridiculous.
But going back to the story, to me, it's, I just don't want to put
They're like, okay, get back in character. Get back in character.
men in a position who like other men to do something stupid.
Yeah.
That, especially with kids.
So,
Because if you want to do it with another man, bro, you're
Go
an
for
adult.
it. Congrats.
I don't care. I've been to hundreds of clubs in my life.
I don't
The best
care.
clubs I went to were gay clubs. It's not even.
At that point, I would have even gave Vinny N-word pass, just like, hold on, what you say, my nigga? What you say, my nigga? I would have gave Vinny the pass, just like, what you say, my nigga? The best clubs you went to were the gay clubs. Bro, where they do that at? Nigga, come on, man. That's so weird. And listen, I don't want to hear anybody like, sometimes girls will invite you to gay clubs. Like, that don't mean you gotta go. Yeah, man, I remember when I was in Teach for America, super liberal white chicks everywhere. There's this one female turbo bad. Listen to me, man. I wanted to, wee. I was trying to catch her slipping. And then she was like, yeah, come out with us Friday. I was like, for surezies. Where are we going? She's like, the gay club. I was like, I'll catch y'all afterward. What time y'all getting out of there? Hit me up as soon as y'all leave. You hear me? Matter of fact, 5 minutes before you about to leave, hit your boy up. I'll meet you nearby. I ain't even meet you in front of that muck. Hell nah. Yeah, believe. Well, why don't you want to come? You said it was the gay club, right? What's a club? A club is something where you're a member. A club is where you're, similar things, similar people. And gay. I'm not a part of the club and I'm not gay. Seems like I don't need to be there. I'll meet you afterward, white girl. You're thick, but you're not that thick. Nobody's that thick for me to meet you in a gay club. Yeah, I'll see you afterward, baby. Nah, Brody, like I'm not about to trade in my integrity or my principles for a piece of pie. Absolutely not. And so, yeah, like why would I ever do that? Why? It makes no sense. Carrying on. Straight weird.
Close.
Adam loves those.
No, but I'm telling you, you know what made gay clubs
Not
the
even
best?
funny, yo.
Girls went
The
there
guys.
to not have anyone flirt with them.
Exactly.
And it
Oh,
was
shut
by
up,
11
bro.
o'clock, 12 o'clock, they're like, listen, man, I mean, I can.
Hey, shut up. Stop trying to explain to us how you go to a gay club to get a heterosexual woman. Shut up, bro. Shout out to Craig. I also acknowledge Solo Dolo writes, peace of saints, Marquett. Looking sharp, big homie. I appreciate you, man. And somebody dropped the IG. I got this custom drip made at the Drip Trip 2025. We do everything tradition. We keep the traditions going. I wish you could see the whole thing, man. It's a double breast, you dig? Super player. I got the buttons matching. We got everything A1. Drip Trip 2026, man. Get your tickets before they all gone. Get your tickets before they all gone. We making custom shoes, custom shirts, custom trousers, custom blazers, custom jackets, whatever you like, custom.
Can only do gay men for so long.
And by custom, I mean handmade from scratch, in case you didn't know.
I want a straight guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Woo!
right here, buddy. We're in town.
It's called the Blue Ocean
Soldiers in uniform. It was the ultimate
That's
Blue Ocean
brilliant.
strategy.
That's brilliant.
Right? We're talking about.
Okay,
So you got a panel full of supposedly heterosexual grown men laughing about how they go to gay clubs. I don't know. Does this make sense to any of you? This just makes no sense to me.
I want to see how comfortable you are. I want a real life
Here
example.
Here we go.
Let's say Vinny and I, do a Chuck and Larry type
Got
thing.
married.
We get married.
For
And we
tax
want to
purposes.
kiss.
Tax
Yeah.
purposes.
What are you comfortable with Vinny and Adam adopting?
Okay, so here's the thing, bro. Like, I would have probably had to pack one of these boys out because where I'm from, they call this sex playing. They're trying to sex play you. They're trying to sex play you right now. If I'd have been sitting there and bro's like, hey, let me give you a scenario. Like, what if me and the Saint? I'm like, whoa, hold on, nigga. Hold on, right there. Right there. Hold on. Don't sex play me, partner. Yeah, pack his ass out. You crazy? Now, don't put me in your scenario, my boy. Matter of fact, nigga, I'll come back when y'all done talking about this. I'm taking my 15-minute break. Nigga, I'll be back when y'all are done guzzling Skittles together. When there's something else on the menu and it's not butt or Skittles, I'll be back. This is crazy. How did this degenerate from talking about how to help the kids? It went from that to, well, what if we were gay? It went from that to like, I go to gay clubs and I'm straight, but what if I was gay? Are you guys not noticing how they try to ease you in? Are y'all not noticing that? Somebody let me know if you see what they're doing. This is grooming. This is grooming. They're grooming the audience. They're grooming the audience to accept their evil, wicked, filthy ways. Tell me you see it. Well, we are in some wild times, ladies and saints. We're in some wild, wild times.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Zero.
No, nothing.
We cannot adopt a boy.
Nothing.
We cannot adopt a girl.
No, because men are different. Men are very different than women. No. Men are very let me tell you.
So Vinny and I cannot adopt.
Bro, when we stay at a house together, Tom knows this. Do you know how overprotective I am of his girls, of my boys? I don't like anybody being on the second floor. I got a very basic rule. And we're living in a big house. So unfortunately, sometimes you can lose people because the house is not like a small house. It's like, oh, you got to go walk around to find
It's like
somebody.
the haunted house with the pink room.
I am
Scary.
not okay with kids being on the second floor without me being on the second floor, parent being present.
Good.
Because why? I don't think my kids are bad kids. I don't think anybody's kids are, but I know you're a man, you're a boy.
Okay.
Boys are wired in a
Let
very
me give
different
a
way.
follow-up question. How comfortable are you with two women?
Bro over here with these questions, it's like, and this is the poison. These devils, it's like they try to insert and insinuate, insert and insinuate and plant seeds of evil. Yeah, truly sick. Shout out to Jasper. Writes, peace of the saints. Quet, speaking of nature, my best friend is married and just had twins. Okay. He decided to get a vasectomy. Yeesh. Because he doesn't want any more kids. I told him that logically his wife should have gotten a tubal ligation. I apologize. Like somehow it's blurring right now. Since women lose the ability to reproduce at a certain age anyways. That's really smart, actually. He writes, I always thought men getting vasectomy was weird. Your thoughts? Oh, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Totally agree. Yep. Carrying on.
Adopting.
I'm more comfortable.
Okay. So then here's the question. You've seen the stats
Yes.
about a lack of a father in the home.
Yes.
So now you have double woman
Yes.
and no father in the home. How will those kids turn out? Because here's my thoughts. At the
Are you
very
asking
least,
a question?
yes.
Let me make the statement.
Yes.
Okay. It's better than a foster home.
What is?
Two mothers raising a boy is better than what happens at foster home.
Walk me through the hierarchy of what you think is the most beneficial for a child's outcome.
Foster some stuff.
Beneficial, number one, is a father and a mother, I assume, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Walk me.
So they're having the wrong conversation right now. What the devil in the Jupé, the devil wearing the Jupé he has gray hairs on the side, but a Jupé on the top. What he's trying to do is get PBD and the audience, and Pat is in on this. Remember what I described at the beginning? The two con artists acting like that they're not on teams, but they're on the same team. They're trying to get you to think about and to consider the possibility of these filthy things when really there's nothing to consider. Come on now. Come on now. There's nothing to consider. Shout out to Mr. Elk writes, this is indoctrination, normalization. This is evil. 100%. Ha, he writes, why did I not get a notification? My dear boy, you did not get a notification because the Google Corporation has shadow banned this account at a high level. That's why. They would like to silence the truth. They would like to stop those who are most effective at organizing, those who are sincere and really care. That is why you did not get a notification, and you cannot expect to get further notifications. We advise those of you who would like to stick with the movement to become members if you haven't already. That's the only way you can guarantee that we will be able to access one another. In as much as at any point I could try to log into YouTube and it just be gone and deleted. That is the reality that we are currently dealing with. If you would like to make sure that you're forever a part of this thing of ours as we grow, you can join at patreon.com/thesaintandthesinner spelled out, or any of the other member sites. Gentleman says, I didn't get a notification either. Well, that would be you and 98% of my following. That's by design. Sorry to hear that. I wish we could change that. For the time being, not possible. Shout out to Mr. Gardner. He writes, peace of the saints. We need the ism more than ever, Saint. Shout out to the leadership class. I also did not receive a notification. I trust that you all don't think that this is all coincidental. There is a concerted conspiracy to silence those voices that are most serious. Come on now. Y'all know what it is. We're at war. We're at war. Shout out to Wayne. He writes, if you permit, please continue. I also acknowledge nasty work, writes Tuition. Appreciate you. Shout out to the real ones. Yes, ladies and saints, we are at war. We are in revolutionary times, and those of us who are fighting, we are at war.
Through that. So then it's what? Single mother? Then it's a lesbian couple?
No. I'm going to go
gay
mother.
couple?
No. I'll
Okay.
give it to you
Yeah,
clearly.
please.
Mom and dad, married, raising kids.
Totally
okay?
understand. Nuclear family.
Nuclear family. Number 2 is mother with a stepdad that's a good dad raising kids. A lot of kids, you see these videos, the dad was a deadbeat dad, a good dad comes in, and later on the kid changes the jersey on the football thing. I'm playing with my stepdad's name because my dad wasn't in the picture.
Copy that.
Yes, a man that wants to be a great father, a woman could marry a scumbag, and she goes and marries somebody else. That's number 2. Number 3, a father raising kids without the mother.
Got it.
Number 4, a mother raising kids, single. Then after that, to me, nothing. That's it.
So
Nothing.
lesbians not able to adopt.
If I have to choose,
Wait, let me see how he ended that.
that's it. That to me, number 4, a mother raising kids, single. Then after that, to me, nothing.
Fair enough. But the real question, Pat, you're trying to sound like you have some morals and convictions, but the real question, Pat, is this. How is it you go to work every day? How is it that you spend your social time and your holidays with someone who is a gay male? How is it that you platform and promote gay males if you feel so strongly? Because one thing you'll never say about Marquett Devon Burton, you'll never say, I saw Marquett hanging out with a weirdo. Shit. You don't even see me hanging out with a lesbian, homie. Nah, unless she's a part-timer. You dig? Yeah, part-time taking his pipe. No, and never in life you're going to see that. Because I really don't condone it. I have to tell them off rip. Look them dead in their eyes. Hey, man, you know, what you're doing is not something I condone at any level. If you ever get over that, maybe we could consider engaging as men, as adults. But until that, please let us always keep separate. Yeah, tell them to their face.
That's it.
So
Nothing.
lesbians not able to adopt.
If I have to
Why is
choose,
he
and I just
why is he
conversation with
pressing, bro?
Jillian, because
What's
it's
that about?
different with boys when it's in that setting than boys. I'm with 2 men. It's a very different conversation.
So then foster home,
No, a foster's.
where does that fall on this list?
Foster homes get nasty.
Yeah, no, foster homes are terrible. Foster homes, group homes, man, if you came out of that situation, you are a real one. Those places are dark. Shout out to Imagine Onward, who just made his membership an annual membership. I think you actually get a discount when you do that. So shout out to the folks who are wise enough to lock in their pricing, because sometimes prices change. Inflation. You got Donald Trump doing a terrible job with the economy. Did a good job his first term, but this term, terrible. I also acknowledge Dwayne asked a meaningful question. He writes, does the student tier allow you to become a saint? Yeah, absolutely. All of the tiers of membership allow you to become a saint. You're a part of this thing of ours. And it's just people who earn more, they might take a higher tier membership for various reasons. And it's really an opportunity for people to join at their appropriate level, what is affordable to them. So this thing of ours is open to all men who are real men.
But to me, it doesn't go back to 2 men.
Okay.
And to me, I will never be comfortable with this, ever. Because I've been a man for 46 years. And by the way, do you know how controversial of a position this is to take in our...
Wait, hold on. You're that same guy that platforms the blue hair booty bandit. That's you. How are you? I thought you were uncomfortable. Like, you are friends with him. So, like, help me understand. I thought you were uncomfortable. I thought you don't condone it. You don't condone it, but you platform these people multiple times and you agree with these people. You honor them and treat them like human beings. Somebody help me understand. Saint coming through from Bulgaria. Shout out to the Saints in Bulgaria. I will definitely be dropping into Sofia at some point in a real way. And shout out to my Saints all around the world. Every time I'm like out in somebody's country, they always seem like shocked, like they saw a ghost. You feel me? I'm walking through Albania. Oh my God. Like, yeah, bro, I'm everywhere like air. I'm in every place like space. You dig? Anyways, may I acknowledge, Mr. Elk writes, the big picture is subversion. demoralization, and infiltration, starting with the family, the genders, and the races to divide and conquer to take down U.S. Oh, bro, they didn't already did all that, man. They just waiting on the United States to fall. It's already timber. And I did a great piece on this some time ago. It was about the Soviet Union's tactics for cultural subversion. Great piece. I highly recommend. If you're a member, check it out. You're going to love it. Shout out to Shola supporting the work rights piece of the Saints. Good to see you again. And shout out to my Saints in the UK, bruv. All my Saints in uni in the UK. 1, 2, free. Carrying on.
Community for me to take?
I totally understand. Are you comfortable with 2 men adopting a baby girl?
No, not at all.
Not even a girl?
No, not at all.
Why?
Nothing.
Wow.
If you've chosen to be a gay couple, go enjoy yourselves. I don't want no kids to be in that environment.
Yep.
I'm not.
But you're comfortable with a lesbian
By the way,
couple.
for me, it's black and white. There's no gray area for me here.
Wait, hold on.
With a gay couple.
Did anybody else lose audio? I just lost audio on this right now. Give me a second.
You want to be, there's.
Please confirm that you can hear the video playing right now.
But you're comfortable with a lesbian
By the way,
couple.
for me, it's black and white. There's no gray area for me here. With a gay couple. You want to be together? Go handle your business. Keep it to yourself. I have no hard feelings over it.
Fantastic.
When it comes to kids, I am naturally a protective person when it comes down to stories.
Are you comfortable with gay marriage and not adopting? Just gay marriage alone?
Am I comfortable with gay marriage? I'm not. I'm with them being together. But if you want to put the tax benefits, there has to be a certain way to say for tax purposes, yes, but I'm not for that either. So that's an Obama law, but it's a law today, and it is what it is. But for me, my job isn't to protect gay couples. My job as a man is to protect kids. If I see outside something happens to a kid, my natural reaction kicks in within seconds. I can't help myself. I'm at an ice cream place the other day, and this mother is with her son, and the son says, what did he say to her? I said this the other day.
Kicking something or being...
He's like, I'm not going to get your ice cream because the way you behaved earlier. You're such a dumbass.
Oh,
what? That's
You're
crazy.
A dumbass.
That's crazy.
And
listen, I'm not going to speak up on that. And a lot of comedians try to act like that's a black or a white thing. I actually don't think it's a black or a white thing. I don't think it's a new world or an old world thing. I think it's more so a conservative / traditional thing versus people who are liberal and out of their minds. I think there are liberal blacks who don't know how to discipline their kids. I think and it's a Western European sickness. And that's because in the current era, they're the most advanced in terms of advancing toward debauchery and immorality, decadence. It's like they've suffered from success. And so, the old world ways are correct. Children are not old enough and experienced enough to reason and be wise. And therefore, sometimes you have to utilize the rod to bring the right way to them. So the idea that you would call your mother a dumb ASS, like that's a fade. Like that's not even a spanking. Like that's an actual fade. Like my mom would have probably closed fist dope fiended you for that one. And you know what? It get like that. But that was insanity. Like that was utter insanity. Shout out to ABCD, right? Speaking of subversions, topics like this are pushed heavy to distract from more significant events like Trump holding disaster relief funding if you refuse to do business with Israel. Bruh, listen, when I heard that, I'm going to be honest with you. We really need this training center because when I heard Trump say that he will deny life-saving help to American citizens if your state doesn't do business with Israel, I honestly thought there's one thing that must be done to Trump. There's only one answer, and it's not impeachment. There's only one answer. When I heard that, I was like, we're definitely in revolutionary times, and there's only one answer. And the real ones know what it is. Because that was crazy. That was traitorous. I think that's a word, right? Traitorous. Treason, maybe. And you guys know what the punishment is for traitors.
By the way, Senna and Dylan look at me. They look at me like, what's going on? By the way, he's doing it in front of us.
Yeah, I think the treasonous was the word. I'm wilding.
He's probably Tico's age. Mom, you're such a dumbass. There's no father in the picture. I wanted to smack him upside his head. I
We
said, say
talked
that one
about
more
wanting
time.
to hit kids.
I
get
can't
it.
do that. No, I can't do that. But that's America for you. So to me, you know, the level of respect and some of this behavior, and I'm going to lose, you know, some people that are going to, I can't believe you're this. You're so out of touch. Listen, values, principles, you know.
Values and principles, but your best buddy is a LGBTQ supporter. Like, come on, bro, stop it. What are you talking about? Values and principles. Your best bud on the show is an LGBTQ supporter. Where's the values and principles? You know, we can disagree on who was better, Kobe or Jordan, you know, or LeBron. We can disagree on that, but we're not about to disagree on if we should go to gay clubs, if we should have gay friends. Like, nah, bro, that's all the way out. Like, that's not even a little bit of a consideration.